We're healthier now. I mean, other than some stuff. Some stuff is going on. But, you know, the truth is that we are in a better time. I can't even imagine. There is no better time to get old than now. This is a great time to get old. All right, so I'm going to start talking about unity, because people often wonder, well, what was unity's history when it comes to LGBTQIA? And of course, it was much shorter back in the early 30s when unity actually started ordaining people and having churches. And basically what it was don't ask, don't tell, we don't know. And that was generally how people behaved in the world most of the time anyway. So there was no condemnation. Nobody was rooted out of a community, except in some communities located in some areas where the consciousness was very much against anything that was different. Some communities where, I know it's pretty great, isn't it? Just the train at home in case you can't hear it online. So there were some communities that did have gay bashing in unity in the South, right? Just like there were some communities where people of color were questioned as to why they were showing up in the South in the 30s. So one of the things that we do in unity is we take a look at what our history is, what our belief systems have been. Can I answer that for you? No? Okay. All right. The train doesn't bother me, but a phone. Bah! One of the things that we do is we take a look at where can we be even better than we already are? Where can we be even more magnificent than we already are? So what I wrote was, we were just like Switzerland for a long time as far as the mothership went. Unity World said nothing about LGBT. Not in support, not against. If your minister was gay and you were okay with that, that was fine with unity. It just wasn't a thing. And in that silence in the 1930s and 40s and 50s, you know what? That was a glimmer. It was a glimmer of acceptance. It may not have been the outright acceptance that we have gotten to today, but it was a glimmer. Our theology affirmed the inherent divinity of all people. It always has. We just didn't know how to say it out loud yet. That's all. By the 1960s and 70s, many communities were welcoming people who were in the queer crowd into not just their ministries, but onto the pulpit. It says here, one unity document says, unity's decentralized structure meant LGBTQIA plus inclusion depended upon the minister and the local culture. That's just the way it was at the time. And really, truly, would you want to be a minister in a church that didn't want you? Right? So, then in 1995, the year Unity found its voice. Unity formed its first formal statement of diversity. That's 30 years ago, folks. Declaring that all people are created with sacred worth and explicitly naming sexual orientation as a protected category within Unity Ministries. That was, there are still churches dividing up their communities right now because some of their congregations want to welcome gay people and some do not. That's still happening 30 years later. There was no debate about it. It was just, how are we going to put it in writing? That was the debate. And in church communities where there were still members who were anti being fully who God made you to be. Did you see that face? I really want to make that, what? If you're in a unity ministry, and they left, those people. The people who were not willing to get behind supporting LGBTQIA rights in the ministry, they left. What? Is that a glimmer? Some of them changed their minds. Is that a glimmer? That's good news, right? Then in 2011, Unity launched a resources center for LGBTQIA. It's called a beacon of spiritual support and affirmation. Unity's story is not one of prejudice, it is one of awakening. Some of you have heard me talk about the story about the swimming pool. In the 1950s, I believe, maybe it was late 50s, Charles Fillmore's son, who was the CEO of Unity World Headquarters, it had a different name at the time, it was on an afternoon, the YOUers, the high school kids, were all visiting Unity. There's this giant swimming pool, and he goes walking out to see how it's going down at the swimming pool, and all the white kids were in the pool, and all the black kids were out on the side of the pool, waiting their turn. He said, "What the hell is going on here?" And he found out, and he said, "No, everybody in the pool." In a time when it wasn't even considered, when they didn't even think about it, when it wasn't, I mean, they just didn't think about it. This is just the way it was. The CEO of Unity said, yeah, no, he just changed it. He didn't take it to the board. He didn't go and ask somebody's permission. He just said, no, that's not happening anymore. Now, I feel really proud of that because it shows how our organization is willing to make change once it sees how that is not serving our purpose, which is to promote the idea that all human beings are of equal value and worth, that we are all divine children, expressions, people of God. I love that. Isn't that a great light in our history? And yes, we have to see the darkness in order to have the light show up really, really bright. Right? That's okay. Now, here in the Pacific Northwest, in Olympia, right, we're going on to this is the 35th year of Pride being celebrated in Olympia. This year's statement is, we exist, we persist. So does positive thinking. You know, won't it be beautiful one day when we just don't have to worry about it? I've said before, and I'll say it again, Star Trek really is the future. In Olympia, we have all ages events, drag shows, music, art, and community joy. When I was out at the festival yesterday, it's a beautiful thing to see people I have a friend of a friend who was topless, a she friend, with big giant stars to cover up the things that would make it not okay for her to be topless. Pasties, big old pasties covering her up. And I thought, what a beautiful sense of freedom, right? Now, I'd be terrified to do that, but But I am absolutely grateful that we live in a place that she can do that, that the younger people feel good doing that, that it feels like a way to express who they are. You guys feel good about that? It was a glimmer of hope for me yesterday after I got over my initial And then there's Seattle, right? With the Pacific Northwest. Seattle is hosting the FIFA events. They were asked by a couple of countries to keep pride flags and pride, any displays about pride or LGBTQIA out of the stadiums where their players would be present. And do you know Seattle said no? Yeah. That's dignity. That is absolutely not just, it's not just about people who are queer. It is about straight people too. We live in a world that well, let's see, where is my quote from my friend Eric Butterworth? He says, we live in a universe that is opulent, limited-less, and accommodating. We are co-creators of this world. Right? Divine order says that if I want to see something in the world, I have to create it, and I don't have to create it alone. We are co-creators, one with each other, and with this universal presence, energy, light, woo-woo, God thing. Right? It's all around us. We are swimming in this sea of godness. By whatever name. Fillmore liked the ethers. Charles Fillmore liked to call it the ethers because that was the scientific term at the time for, I think that was before they found out what atoms were. We called them the ether. Mm-hmm. This is a glimmer of moral clarity. A glimmer of courage that we have here in the Pacific Northwest. Maybe that's clarity and courage too. We could make up a story. Anybody like to make up stories? That was not disturbing us. It was reminding us that people are all over the place and they're excited. They're excited about pride. We don't just talk about diversity in the Northwest. We practice it, and we practice it with coffee, which makes it even better. So pride isn't just a parade. It is a spiritual practice. It's not just glitter and drag and music and booths selling rainbows, but I did see those yesterday, and I'm all into it. But the idea that we are willing to even, in unity, question our own history, and then even in our own individual lives, question our own history, our own ideas about right and wrong, about who's acceptable and who's not, who's doing it right and who's not. Question those, and then think again, have a new thought. That's why we're part of the New Thought movement. Now this is a big one, and most of us I know have already identified ourselves as allies, that we, I used to think that last year, my friend, my gay friend, told me that the A in LGBTQIA+ was for ally. It's not. I wanted to be included, but no, it's for asexual. I know, but that's okay. I don't have to have a letter. I'm a plus. I'm a plus. I am an ally, and a proud ally. I am proud to be an ally. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, Pride is a glimmer festival, a celebration of beauty, of love, of life, it's a unity celebration, right? All people are worthy. All people are valuable. If there's one celebration in the world that's like, this is a unity thing, we're in. We're totally in. We live in a universe that is opulent, limited-less, and accommodating. The universe bends toward our consciousness. Now, that's the good news. The bad news is it bends toward our subconscious too. So that means that we do have to take responsibility for the ideas and beliefs that we hold in our subconscious. And generally saying, it's pretty easy to find them whenever you're irritated. That's a sign that there's something in your subconscious that is not serving you. I know. Some of you are like, yeah, but those people who are trying to change the laws to make it harder to vote, those people who are trying to change the laws to make it a secret, to get of leadership, to get, right? I know, I hear it. Because I hear it inside of me too. Not but, and we are overcoming. They're terrified. And just like we have been terrified in the past to find out that I thought something wrong, or I just realized this thought, this belief I had was wrong, and now I'm embarrassed. I found out, a friend of mine told me, as we went into the dry cleaner together. We went into the dry cleaner, and I said, you know what, I lost my ticket for my laundry. And my friend looked at me and said, that is so racist. I had no idea. Making fun of other people's ability to use the English language in the way that we use the English language when it's their second or third or fourth language, it is belittling and demeaning. I didn't know. And I was embarrassed. Now it's easy for me to say, oh yeah, my mom taught me that. That's not my fault. And that may be true for a lot of things that we think and believe, right? The culture taught us that. Our moms, our dads, our whatever, that we came across these ideas honestly. And we can let them go. I am so excited that we have half a community in here today. That means to me that the other half are at the parade, getting ready for the parade. How are we doing? We're doing great. So, if we expect divine order, then we experience divine order. We look for it. We look for the glimmers in life. We look for the good in life. And if we look for the good, we will find the good. This is the law of co-creation. So, if you want more glimmers in life, we don't wait for the world to change. We're not waiting. We're moving forward, knowing we're doing our part to change the world. And it's okay that there are people who are scared. And we can actually have compassion for them. They won't win. They won't win. And maybe they'll wake up and think to themselves, oh no, that thought was wrong. I have to change my mind. And it might be hard. And I want us to be there for them. We change our consciousness. And this is a shift that I'm inviting us to make. To align with love for the people that are the hardest for us to align with. To remember our oneness and theirs with God. We can't ask it, and if you're in the LGBTQIA community, which I don't know, but it's not their job. It's a straight white people's job. Because we are the ones with the most power. It's our job. They can be hurt, they can be angry. Our job is to love. So they don't have to. So, let's see. I've talked about unity and our history with this. Olympia and our history with this. Seattle's history. Talked about co-creation and divine order. All of this just sort of all goes together. So I declare this week Glimmer Awareness Week. And your task, your task, should you accept the assignment, is to look for glimmers, look for hope, look for evidence of love and compassion, look for the differences and celebrate them. That's what we're here for. It's not just about, I love all of you that think exactly like I do and don't disagree with anything I say ever on a Sunday morning. I do love that, and I love it when you don't agree and you show up on a Sunday morning. That's freedom. That's what we're about. So, here's a little blessing. May you notice the glimmers in your own life. May you become a glimmer for someone else. May you remember that you live in an opulent, limitless, accommodating universe. And may we, as a community, keep choosing the light that lifts all people. Let it be so. Amen.
Now I'm.
Yes.
My brain
Yeah,
just
you're
went
on,
we,
Steve.
because we both start with.
That's what did it.
Hey, I'm going to grab the mic for just a second. I'm going to grab the mic and just say, we all are included in the LGBTQIA plus. No, with the Q. Because we're questioning. Questioning is... Q is not for queer. Q is for questioning. L, lesbian, gay, trans, bi, questioning. People who aren't sure, or people who aren't sure how we got here. How I got here personally in my sexuality, but also how did we all get here? And is it good enough? We are included.
Okay. Beautiful.
Okay.
We are gentle, angry people, and we are singing for our lives.
and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. Good job.
Great job today, choir.
Dear friends, it's so good to see you here. And for our guests, welcome. Please join us in Social Hall after the service today so we can get to know you even better. So if you're new here today, I want you to know something about unity, that this is a place where we explore what God can be, larger than what we've ever imagined, more loving, closer, and finding that I don't know if you can see this, but up here, the flowers, the light from the rainbow candle is reflecting in here. This is like a glimmer of the light in all of us and the beauty of the flowers. And so this is what we invite you to find here in Olympia. Discover the wonder of our own being, this light reflecting, co-creating. The spiritual path we're on is like a labyrinth. We don't know exactly where it's going, but sometimes if we just keep going and persisting, we'll end up in the center and discover ourselves. So for the newcomers here, I don't see it here, but we have a welcome packet. Inside there's a little survey. If you would complete that, that will let us know how we're doing. And also, if you want us to contact you, there's an area on that back side of that for contacting. And there's also a little rose on there. If you peel off and stick it on your lapel or someplace in your clothes, that lets people know that you're a newcomer, and we'll come up and say hi and talk to you and whatever. Of course, you know, if you like to stay anonymous, you can leave the flower off, but we'll find you anyway. So I believe that's all we have for today. So, Reverend Terry.
I got a couple announcements. Next week we have Freedom Breakfast. I mean, we're just all about celebrating in the months of June and July. So Freedom Breakfast is something that was begun in 2012, I believe. And we have breakfast during service. So bring something to share. No meat except fish with fins. So no shellfish. Bring something to share for breakfast. We'll go downstairs. There won't be any streaming next week because we find that the sound downstairs just does not work for streaming. It's just too challenging. So come in. Come and have breakfast with us next week instead. And then after that, bingo. I-9, G12. Yell it. Who's got a bingo? Bingo! Okay. Well, bingo is an intergenerational activity, and so that'll be upstairs. If you want to get out of cleaning up after the social hall breakfast, then you go play bingo. That's the deal. What else we got? I think that was it. I forgot. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me for our guests at home. I forgot to ask if you had any prayer requests. If you do, send them telepathically right this moment. And if you have prayer requests, let's just take a moment to know the wholeness, the richness, the wellness of all people in all places. And we celebrate that today. We recognize that the God presence, the Christ light that shines within any, shines within all, and so it is. Amen. You guys want to do the prayer for protection? Let's do it. Let us do it. Together. The light of
The light
God
of God
surrounds
surrounds
us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you for joining us online. Have a great, great